Good afternoon, all. CamelbackTrading.org coming to you this Friday afternoon, December 4th. We're looking at the SPY ETF's market profile here on Window Trader. And the market goes out with a bang today as every indice of the major indices hit new highs except for the transports, and they didn't miss it by much. The NASDAQ, S&P, Russell, and Dow with new highs. We're up in all three time frames, in the monthly, weekly, and daily. Let's go over the other indices quickly before we get to the SPY and what transpired today. So here is the Russell. Trend day up, 3 sets of single prints and a beautiful afternoon pullback. So textbook. Even though they went 8 wide, they had single prints in B and C, traded sideways for a while, 8 wide, explode again, another set of single prints in L, and go out with a price probe. As they get firmly above 7-day balance, explode out of it. So very healthy on the Russell. Triple Qs end up with an inside day. They did not hit their all-time high. They just missed it. The NASDAQ Composite did, but the Qs did not get theirs. As they end 11 wide with a P shape for short covering, they are in a 4-day balance. They're in a 4-day balance. So we'll see how that comes out on Monday. As for us, we come out of a 3-day balance to the upside. Basically an open and drive, lowest accepted price in B, as we basically dipped our head inside M's range again and never saw it again. We end 11 wide. We're 12 wide, but that's with N period. I only count up to M. We go out with a price probe. L's high. We have a beautiful afternoon pullback low, not a textbook one, because we did not have single prints, but how I like to use it, and the lowest accepted price. The one negative on the day is the volume. On the 50 million, the volume on the week was pretty light. So we're one time framing up 5 weeks. Now, I won't count last week's volume because it was only 3.5 days, but this is the least amount of volume we've had. Other than that, 316 million. Even when we had the inside week, we did 341 million. So that is one concern. Are higher prices choking off volume? Again, it's only one part of the equation, but in a bigger picture, it will play a factor down the road. Had a good day today. We called and saw the market very well. The entire day's volume, except for the print on the close, right? They did a million share print on the close or whatever, was within about a 22 or 20 cent range. Look at all this. Everything's in white, except there's the close. Everything was done within a 20 cent range. Good day. We called the market very well, as the algos were very readable. So the only loss I had on the day, and it wasn't a loss, I actually broke even on it. I think I made pennies, was A period. I took a short against the overnight high and yesterday's high. Went above it, I added 20 more, wasn't getting, and the reason I did that, we weren't getting distance yet. Came in a bit for me, took them all off, and scratched. Again, I explained to the trading group what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. Value was overlapping to higher at that point. The market has proven to have trouble at times taking out either front running the overnight or previous day's high, especially it was the all-time high. So I was not uncomfortable taking that play. If we had taken it out and got acceleration, excuse me, I would have taken it off. Didn't happen, but when it did come back in, where it gave me a chance to break even and make small, I did. B period, took a long. We had the lowest accepted price, took a long. And again, this is all next Friday's expirations. So those were 370 puts I did in A. 367 calls I did in B. We didn't get the extension I wanted in B. Took them off. Again, I did well on that. Didn't do anything in C. Excuse me. As we filled single prints. Now D period. We look like we opened with single prints in C. Never took out C's high, so I took a short in D just to fill the singles, and that's exactly what we did. I took a nice 40-put play and filled them, so that worked out. Now, then the afternoon became incredibly torturous. We're one time framing up A, B, C, D, E. F finally takes out E's low. Stop the one-time framing up. I'm like, well, everybody who's long up here, there's a lot of volume up here already then, should start giving it up. So F went back up, took a small put play. Well, I held that small put play through F, G, H, and I. 2 hours. Started finally getting something out of it. When it finally went back up, I didn't even take the rest. I had small left when we took out H's high. Like, I'm not taking it off. I'll even add if we make a new high. That didn't happen. We came all the way back down. Could have taken it off at I's low. Finally took them off at POC. And then finally in J, we got more, not a lot, but more of a flush, what I was expecting. Then I was looking to go long. I wasn't looking in J. I wanted to see if K took out J's low. It didn't. I was looking for value low. Didn't get there. I should have started a small call play here. Did not. Just watched it as it went right back up. I did take a long in L period. When L came back down to here, took a long there back to POC. And then actually in M, when we popped the top, took a short play, small one, just to see it come back in. So it was a good day overall. And a good week overall. So let's go over destinations and a game plan. Not a game plan. I told you I'm shot by the end of the week. And then we'll look at the charts. Upside, we have 2 and only 2 destinations. That is today's high of 369.85, which is now a weekly high, by the way. So it is the intermediate time frame. And then guess what? Once again, our all-time high is in the overnight. End period, 369.94 as of now. We'll have to see what happens tonight and Monday morning. So those are the 2 upside. Now our downside. We have a bunch from today. L's high, even though we closed below it, it's the price probe. So we'll see what happens if it's accepted or not on Monday. 369.38. Then we have 11 wide at E's low of 368.96. Afternoon pullback low, J's low of 368.55. Lowest accepted price, B's low of 368.10. Today's low of 367.22. And then yesterday's low of 365.50. And by the way, before we get to the charts, it's another perfect example of what we talked about last night. How they just absolutely annihilated both longs and L&M initially and then the shorts on algorithms being set to keywords, vaccine, whatever you want to call it. And boy, did they hurt a lot of people. Longs and shorts yesterday. We basically had a P-shape today, except for our little unicorn that I talk about. Well, I'll tell you what. For the most part, you know what most of this was today? Just these shorts covering. Because they lost, and they lost badly today. And then again, weak longs, flush out, come back up, same game. So again, trade what's in front of you. That's why you stay out of this. There's no reason to get involved down here. Save a lot of accounts if you stay out of it when the market does that type of action. And then on the charts, monthly, first weekend, healthy, above the 4-week balance, we're up. Now we'll see if there's some tax selling coming next week. I think the bigger thing is what we talked about earlier this week, excuse me, which is the Electoral College the following Monday, the Fed that Wednesday, expiration and dividend Friday, and then the Tesla going in on the 21st. Those are the events I would look at. Weekly, one time framing up for 5 weeks. Got distance, as you can see. We always talk about getting distance away from a prior week's high. Well, we certainly got that. The only negative, the volume. And then on the daily, we said, I gave the whole scenario this morning. Came out with a 3-day balance. New highs, what did we get out of it? Well, they did some pretty good pushing late in the day to get some decent distance away. So all in all, bulls are firmly in control. We'll see how long they can hold it, what they look for as we continue in this final month of 2020. Hope you had a great day in wheat trading. Come check us out at camelbacktrading.org. Have a healthy, safe weekend, and we'll speak prior to the opening on Monday.